Dear students, we have started 6th chapter, Changes Around Us. We have discussed about reversible changes and irreversible changes. If we carefully look at our science subject, we know that there is physics, chemistry, biology. All three together are going to make up your science. In physics also we can observe some changes. In chemistry also we can observe some changes. In biology also we can observe some changes. The changes that are related to size, volume, density, etc. are known as physical changes. The changes that are related to atoms, electrons, chemical molecules, acidity, basicity, salts, oxides, all these things are known as chemical changes. Growth, maturation, development, birth, death, injuries, diseases, cure of diseases, lethality, fatality, all these things, they are biological changes. Now, let us discuss some physical changes. Physical changes means the changes related to size, volume, density, weight, mass, height, etc. Why we have to discuss here only physical changes? Why not chemical and biological changes? Chemical and biological changes are little complex to be understood by you. So, here we are taking some physical changes, easily observable physical changes. First one is expansion. What is expansion? Expansion. This expansion word basically it has come from a verb expand. Expand means making something larger from its earlier size. If you are making it larger or bigger, then what are you doing? You are expanding it. The action or the process that cause a subject to expand or to increase in its size is known as expansion. Expand means make big, bigger, larger, etc. Expansion means action or process. Action or process that make or that cause a subject or material, subject or material to increase in its size, to increase or expand in its size. It is known as expansion. Okay. Like a rod is given to you which is having a particular length of around some 10 centimeters. If you beat it, it will get increase in its length. So what has happened? There is expansion in its length. There is an expansion in its length. Okay. Next. Contraction. It is opposite to expansion. In expansion, the process has resulted increase in the size of the subject. In contraction, the process that make a subject or material to decrease or to contract in its size. That is, contract means making something smaller from its existing size. That is what called contract. If length is reduced, there is a contraction in the length. There is contraction in the length. If a metal is heated, a metal which is at a particular temperature, at higher temperature, will be lengthy. Assume that. If you cool it, it will reduce in its length. That is contraction. Generally, metals that are at higher temperature are at their maximum length. When these metals are cooled, their length will be decreased. Their size will be decreased. That is what called contraction. Contraction is action that cause a subject, action that cause a subject to decrease in its size. So, what is contract? Making something smaller from its earlier size. The gardening tools. There are many gardening tools that are used by us. The tool is made with a metal, generally by iron. In order to not to get rusted, we may use steel tool. But its handle, the handle of the tool will be made with wood. The wooden handles. How the tool is fixed to wooden handle? The tool will be having a ring. The tool will be having a ring. And this ring is fixed to the wooden handle. For example, take a sickle. This is sickle. This sickle, it is fixed to a wooden handle. like this. Here, this portion, it is a ring-like structure is there, iron, a ring-like structure. This iron ring is fixed to wooden handle. The iron ring is taken in such a way it should be smaller in size than the wooden handle. Then how the smaller iron ring can make the wooden handle fit into it? So this is the ring, iron ring. This is the wooden handle. This portion, it is bigger than this one. How this will fit into this smaller one? Very easy. You heat it. When you heat the iron ring of this tool, it will expand. It will expand and size will be increased. Then it can easily allow this wooden handle to fit into it. Once you just keep the wooden handle inside that iron ring, you pour cool water on this iron ring. Then it will contract. It will contract and it will tightly fit. It will tightly fit that wooden handle. So the iron rings of gardening tools are fixed to wooden handles by heating the iron ring first, followed by cooling it. When iron ring is heated, it expands and wooden handle can easily goes inside of it. Then if cold water is poured on the heated iron ring, the iron ring which got expanded because of heating, now the same iron ring, because of cool water, because of a reduced temperature, it contracts. It gets contracted and tightly holds the wooden handle. Tightly holds the wooden handle. Same expansion, contraction changes are used for fixing a metal rim on a wooden wheel. Metal rim on a wooden wheel. See, this is the bullock cart wheel, and you might have seen an iron ring. An iron ring is fixed around this wheel so that the wooden wheel will not be getting spoiled when it is moving on the on the ground, right? So how to make this metal rim or iron rim fixed onto the cart wheel? The diameter of the cart wheel is larger than the metal rim. Then how this cart wheel goes inside the metal rim? Same expansion contraction process or changes utilized are used for fixing the metal rim on a wooden cart wheel. The iron ring of gardening tools is smaller than the wooden handle. In the same way, the the metal rim of a wooden wheel is smaller than wooden wheel. But on heating, the iron ring and metal rim are getting expanded, allowing that gardening tool as well as this gardening tools, wooden handle and the wooden wheel into iron ring and metal rim respectively. When heated, the iron ring of the gardening tool, it is allowing the wooden handle to go inside of it, and metal rim is allowing the wooden cart wheel to go inside of that metal rim. Why? When heated, upon heating, iron ring expands and wooden handle goes inside. Metal rim expands and wooden wheel goes inside it. Then what you are doing? You are cooling it. You are pouring cold water. And you are pouring cold water. What is happening? The expanded iron ring, the expanded metal rim, they are getting contracted. When they are getting contracted, what is happening? They hold this wooden handle or this wooden cart wheel tightly. They hold the wooden handle and the wooden cart wheel tightly. This is how we are able to use the expansion and contraction methods to fix the wooden handles or wooden cart wheel into the iron rings or metal rims respectively. When cold water is poured over the heated iron ring and heated metal rim, they contract and fits tightly onto the wooden handle and wooden wheel respectively. Now coming to, when we heat, what will happen to the water? Upon heating, water start to get boil. Heating causes water to boil, and when water gets boiled, it is converted into vapor form. So the liquid water quantity decreases. So this process of making water to get evaporated quickly by heating is known as boiling. And evaporation means the conversion of liquid water into water vapor is called evaporation. After once the water vapor is formed, if you just make this water vapor to get exposed to colder temperatures or lower temperatures, the vapor will get converted into liquid water again. The conversion of water vapor back into liquid water is known as condensation. If you take the solid form of water, that is ice, if you increase the surrounding temperature of the ice, what will happen? Ice, it starts getting converted into liquid water. The conversion of ice into liquid water is known as melting. When does this melting take place? Melting takes place when ice is exposed to increasing temperatures from 0 degree Celsius. So by heating or by raising the temperature. But this boiling, evaporation, condensation, melting, all these changes are reversible. So whatever the water that is formed, you can again keep it back in freezer and you can get your ice back. Whatever the condensed water is there, you can again make it evaporated. Whatever the evaporated water vapor is there, again you can bring back to liquid water stage. So all these changes are what? Reversible changes. When we lit the candle starts burning, and as candle keeps burning, the wax will be utilized up and candle size is decreased. Candle length will be decreased. Here also melting is taking place. Here also candle is getting melted, but the size is decreased. And incense stick, when it is getting burnt, okay, it releases some pleasant gases and ash is formed. Here also length is decreased. Here also it is like a melting thing only, but it is not like melting, means a conversion of some solid into liquid. That is called melting. In the case of water, when it is getting melted, the melted water can be again converted back into ice. Whereas when candle is getting burnt, that wax is utilized to burn the candle stick. That utilized wax cannot be brought back. Here also melting. So this incense stick burning, candle burning, they are irreversible changes. Some mixing changes can be reversed, like salt plus water, sugar plus water, that they'll get mixed and a homogeneous solution is made. When you just make the water to get evaporated, you will get back your salt and sugar. So they are reversible changes. Some mixing changes cannot be reversed, like curd plus milk. Again curd is formed, you cannot get back the milk. They are irreversible changes.